Practice problems, part 3 for the geometry midterm. Okay, here we want to find the area of this triangle. And I will give you the formula for the area of a triangle on the exam. The area for the triangle is going to be 1/2 times the base times the height. Now, the base and the height are always perpendicular to each other. They always make a right angle. And the base can be any side of the triangle. So if we make this side the base, B is going to be 6. If this is the base, the height is going to be this right here. It goes from a vertex point, and then it is perpendicular to the base. So this right here is going to be the height. All right, so here's the base, here's the height. So it just equals 1/2 times 6 times 7. Okay, and half of 6 times 7, half of 6 is 3, times 7 is 21. The units were in centimeters. So when we did centimeters times centimeters, it's going to be centimeters squared. Okay, the multiple choice should say centimeters squared. Okay, perimeter of a rectangle. Basically, you just add up the sides. So for a rectangle, the perimeter formula, since we have 2 lengths, it's going to be 2 times the length. And we have 2 widths. So it's going to be plus 2 times the width. So that's going to be 2 times 3.2 plus 2 times 5. All right, so that's 6.4 plus 10. And you're looking at 16.4. The units were in meters. Okay, not meters squared. Squared is just for the area. Number 3, given the figure below, is a regular polygon. What is the value of x? Okay, remember for the regular polygon, the sides are congruent. That means they are the same length. So this side is congruent to that side. Since they are equal length, you just set them equal to each other. So 4x plus 11 is going to equal 6x minus 21. Okay, you want x's on one side and numbers on the other. I like to subtract the smaller x. So I'll just subtract 4x. It cancels here. 6 minus 4 is 2. Bring down the equal sign. And now we want the 21 on the other side since we have x's on the right. Opposite of negative 21 is positive 21. And it cancels here. 1 and 1 are 2. And 1 plus 2 is 3. So this is x times 2. The opposite of times 2 is divided by 2. 32 divided by 2 is 16. Number 4, given that DEFG is congruent to SPQR, what is the value of x? Okay, the only x I see is this one right here. So that is the length of this side here. So QR is 2x minus 10. Now, if you look at the congruent statement, the last 2 letters are QR, and you match the last 2 letters here, that's FG. So QR equals FG. QR is 2x minus 10. FG is this side right here. FG is 14. So solving for x, I'm going to add 10 to both sides. 10 minus 10 cancels. Bring down the 2x, and 14 plus 10 is 24. Solving for x, we divide both sides by 2. 24 divided by 2 is 12. Okay, Pat can drive 36 kilometers every 3 liters for 3 liters of gas. Complete the table. All right, so if he does 36 kilometers and it takes 3 liters, we'll just do one number on the table here. How many liters does it take for 48? Well, this you might be able to do in your head, possibly, but if not, you want to set up a ratio. One fraction is for kilometers, and the other fraction is for liters. Okay? Or no, instead of doing it, you could do it that way, but I would rather do kilometers in the numerator and then liters in the denominator. Okay, so 36 kilometers gets you 3 liters. And then 48 kilometers gets you X liters. Okay, and then just cross multiply. 36 times X and 3 times 48. All right, solving for X, divide both sides by 36. And it cancels here. You can use a calculator or reduce. Let's see, 36 divided by 3 is 12. And 48 divided by 12 is 4. So that makes sense. This would be 4 liters. So 3 liters drives 36 kilometers. 4 liters drives 48. So really, I just did this divided by 3 equals this divided by X. Number 6, find the missing length X, given that the area is 75. Okay, we have a triangle here. And once again, we're just using the area of a triangle. 1/2 base times height. Okay, it was given the area is 75, so in place of A, I'm going to put the 75, and that's going to equal 1/2. Remember, the base and the height have to make a right angle to each other, and the base is any side of the triangle. So this right here is the base, that's X in place of B. And for H, the side perpendicular to this side is this right here. That's 10. All right. So we're not using this side, because if we use this side, we would have to have a height that makes a right angle to this side, and we do not. So we're not using that side. Okay. If you want to get rid of 1/2, you can multiply both sides by 2. But since this is even, I know that 1/2 of 10 is just 5. And then 5 times X, divide both sides by 5. 5 into 7 is 1. Carry the 2. 5 into 25 is 5. So X is just 15. Number 7, what is the slope of a line that is parallel to the line with the equation y equals 5/3 x minus 2? Okay, you can see this is in the form of y equals mx plus b. Okay, so clearly m is 5/3, and a parallel line has the same slope. So it's still going to be 5/3 for the parallel line. The day before, we did a perpendicular slope. You'd have to take the negative reciprocal, flip it, and change the sign. Given that line M is parallel to line N, what is the value of X in the diagram? Okay, so these lines are parallel. And as a result, any of these two angles that you choose, they're either going to be congruent or supplementary. They're either going to be equal or add up to 180. Now I can clearly see these angles are equal. And the reason I know that is because they are corresponding. This is on the top right, and this one is also on the top right. They're in the same position. So since they're equal, you just set them equal to each other. So 63 is going to equal 3x minus 15. Okay, solving for x, I add 15 to both sides. 15 minus 15 is gone. 3 and 5 is 8. 6 and 1 is 7, and that equals 3x. Solving for x, you just divide both sides by 3. 3 into 7 goes 2 times, carry the 1. 3 into 18 goes 6 times. And we're left with x equals 26. Number 9, if the ratio of the interior angles of a triangle is 5 to 6 to 7, what is the measure of the smallest angle? Okay, remember, interior angles of a triangle, they add up to 180. Now, we said for ratios, we can multiply it by x. We can multiply each one by x. So I'm going to let the angles equal 5x, 6x, and 7x. Okay? Now, you don't have to draw this. You can if you want to, if it helps. All right, but if I were to draw this triangle, we got 7x for one angle. We have 6x for one angle. And we have 5x for one angle. So when you add these three angles, they're going to add to 180 degrees. All right, so you just add them up and set them equal to 180. Okay, 5x plus 6x plus 7x equals 180. 5 plus 6 is 11, plus 7 is 18. You still have the x, and that equals 180. And then dividing both sides by 18. It cancels here, and x equals 10. Now, I wanted the smallest angle, so that's going to be the 5x. So if x is 10, 5x is going to be 5 times 10, which is just 50. All right, last one. This is good because they gave us the fractions and you can just plug in. All right, so for xw, we're looking at this right here. That's 14. So in place of xw, that's 14. And then for xv, that's this whole thing. So it's going to be 14 plus 6, that's 20. All right, so for xv, I'm going to plug in 20. YW is this one right here, that's 18. And ZV is this one right here. We'll just call it X. All right, and you want to cross multiply. 14 times X. And that's going to equal 20 times 18. All right, this is 14 times X. Divide both sides by 14. It cancels, and you can use your calculator. Maybe I can do this, let's see. 20 divided by 2 and 14 divided by 2. And we have 180 over 7. So on those tests, I'll try to give you one that doesn't have a decimal. But on this one, I would just round off to 1 decimal. 180 divided by 7 is 25.7. All right, so that's it.